It is true that conflict derails economic, social and cultural development, and lack of peace affects everyone, regardless of ethnicity, age, gender, and socioeconomic status. The 2007-2008 post-poll chaos will remain in our memory for a long time. The disputed elections led to the worst violence known in Kenya's history. It is estimated that over 160,000 students and 350 teachers were displaced. "65 schools were vandalized and 40 others were burnt down. Schools, which were used as polling stations, were turned into centers of violence and crime. Children were attacked, sexually abused, and subjected to different forms of violence and discrimination."
I note with deep feelings how we students suffered during the post-election violence. To start off with, our parents were murdered in cold blood. Our classes were destroyed. There was no peace in our country. We watched as people turned against each other, brother against brother, friend against friend.
It is against this background that former President Mwai Kibaki launched the National Conference on Peaceful Elections in August ahead of the March 2013 general elections, with a message to Kenyans to uphold peace. The president said the education sector would play a critical role in promoting peace.
As we approach the elections, the government will use the education sector as an important avenue for the promotion of a culture of peace amongst Kenyans.
Ni nchi yenye heshima na baraka tele tele. Uchumi wahimarika kwa ajira tele tele. Vijana wawajibika kuimarisha jamii. Amani Kenya, amani, tujenge taifa letu. Amani Kenya, amani, tujenge taifa letu.
The head of state underscored the importance of a nationwide peace and non-violence campaign in which children and youth will play a leading role.
Through the Ministry of Education, the government initiated the Peace Education Program. The program strives to enable people to take personal responsibility for promoting peace by adopting non-violent means of resolving conflicts. Peace campaign that will use a peace torch to symbolize unity of all Kenyans. The peace torch will spread the message of peace, respect, friendship, and unity.
In February 2008, the Ministry of Education, in partnership with UNICEF, Daima Initiative for Peace and Development, DiPaD, among others, rolled out a peace education program to school children that traversed Kenya's 47 counties ahead of the March 2013 general elections.
Safari hii serikali inatilia maanani sana masuala ya amani. Huu mwenge utazunguka kona zote za nchi ili kuhakikisha ya kuwa kila ambacho kilifanyika mwaka 2007, mwaka 2008, safari hii haitatokea.
Peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Peace, my soul. Together we live in peace.
The initiative was to reduce the effect of electoral violence on schools.
Without peace, no education. Without peace, there's no life.
Kindly make sure that you maintain this as a place of safety, a place of respect, and a place of dignity for the children.
We try to support government to review the current curriculum to incorporate peace in every single subject.
We are also talking about peace at the school level and also at the domestic level.
There was a realization that the only persons that could give out a better idea of peace were the children.
Many different schools came to preach peace and give their message to peace, of peace to the country.
I also felt good when I saw that the elections was over and it was peaceful.
The band's work was to try and pull people together from all sides, actually. And also we were preaching the message of peace through the song, through the Amani Peace song.
President Kibaki commissioned a peace torch on August 27, 2012, to demonstrate the country's desire to bequeath present and future generations a legacy of peace and prosperity.
DiPaD was mainly the implementing partner, and we partnered with UNICEF and the Ministry of Education to carry out these activities in schools. So it was a kind of a partnership between the civil society, represented by DiPaD, the government, represented by the Ministry of Education, and an international organization like UNICEF, which each played a different role in the sense that UNICEF were the funders, the Ministry of Education provided the structures, and DiPaD provided the technical assistance.
We consider election as a risk factor. And people are so much in the uncertainty what's going to happen. And being the head of the education program, I thought, no, maybe we shouldn't think it as an uncertainty or a risk. I think we have to consider it as the program goal. So if we expect something may happen in this country because of the election, we should be able to play a role to prevent it, because we work for the education sector. We can educate children, we can send messages. That's how we started to initiate the conceptualization of a peace campaign.
There was a realization that the only persons that could give out a better idea of peace were the children. And how to reach the children, we had to reach the schools. And for us to be in schools, we had to involve the teachers. So the teachers were involved, and that is how they came into being trained.
You know, you must explain to the children why you are talking about peace, and why to them. Sometimes some of the children were not interested, because from home, these children, they portray the picture from home. And somebody tells you, no, we are told this tribe is not good, this tribe is not good. Why are you telling us about peace?
We trained the peace focal persons on the aspects of the National Peace Education Campaign, some of the conflict transformation methods, and the peace building, and the messages that we wanted the children to be able to pass on to the Kenyans.
That concept was not again just our domain. It was discussed with the Ministry of Education. And once again, we were felt that we are the people, we are the right powerful and impactful communicating tool or vehicle. Other than talking about the grown-ups, You'd rather use the children.
The idea also was to have the president himself launch the torch and pass it on to the children. And during the launch at the Bomas on 27th August of 2012, the president passed on that torch as a way of saying he is handing over a peaceful legacy to the children, and he is saying that he has done his part. Now the future generation also have a responsibility to ensure that the country is peaceful and remains one.
The task given by His Excellency the President was to take this peace torch round the country. And the theme for the peace campaign is having the voices of young Kenyans heard.
The campaign was based on Article 10 of the Constitution of Kenya, which outlines our national values and principles of governance. These include patriotism, national unity, sharing and devolution of power, the rule of law, democracy, and participation of people. Human dignity, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized. Good governance, integrity, transparency, and accountability. Sustainable development.
It is better for me to comment about the voice of the children. This is what the Minister of Education really wanted to be understood. The children would talk through song, through dance, through acting, and all types of initiatives that would come in to help the idea of peace.
Education for peace. Walio na masikio na waweze sikia. Kenya yako naipenda kama jana na kesho. Tuboreshe maisha yetu sisi. Sikizeni ndugu, sikizeni ndugu, ili nyinyi na msije kukosa msamaha. Tudumishe amani na upendo, utulivu, heshima na hekima. The whole nation will be rotten, and I ask a piece of an egg or a whole egg. Please tell me, as the nation will be rotting and sinking, where will you stand? Where will your children be? Where will your job be? Where will your business be?
This campaign is also intended to help learners at an early age acquire skills for promoting harmonious coexistence, interdependence, respect for the sanctity of human life, appreciating the environment.
Innocent children are forced to participate in crimes organized by the adults. Because basically what we are saying is that who set this country on fire into it? It is the adults of this country. Who suffered most? It is the women and children. So we need to therefore take the front line in ensuring that that does not happen again.
I want to attest the sincere gratitude for enabling us to reach this far. Guest of honor, sir, allow me to talk on peace. Peace is a state of harmony characterized by lack of violence, conflict, and freedom from fear of violence. Guest of honor, sir, there are some people who should promote peace. First are the national leaders, like you, guest of honor, sir. The ministers play a great role in promoting peace. governors, you have ample time to be with the citizens in order to advise them, educate them on how to promote peace. Because peace has brought us here. If it was not for peace, we as citizens will not have met here. So, religious leaders, I hope you are listening to me. So, you should teach the citizens on how to promote peace. Teachers are able to teach pupils on how to promote peace. Guest of honor, sir, I hope you are also a teacher. So, teachers should teach the pupils at school and everywhere on the importance of peace. If I can ask you a question, how do we promote peace? How do we promote peace? First, we should be disciplined in order to promote peace. So, we should follow the rules and the laws of our country in order to promote peace. Tribalism affected most parts in Kenya during the post-election violence. People fought each other for nothing. So we should all know that we are Kenyans and not. So we should all know that we are Kenyans. Let's promote peace. Let's fight tribalism. Guest of honor, sir, take this message to the president.
Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima. Kenya kipenzi chetu, hatutaiacha milele daima.
So most of those messages were creatively done by the students with the guidance of the teachers based on the guidelines that we provided. And as a result, the teachers were able to organize at least a group of students to do very, very good convincing poetry. Some came up with very good songs. And also there was a theme song that we had developed that each teacher went back with to the schools to teach the students that would be performed countrywide.
What is the role of teachers? What can we as teachers do?
As part of the program, teachers were trained on the meaning of peace education before transmitting the knowledge to the children.
Teachers operate within the educational framework which over time has been recognized as an instrument of fostering harmonious coexistence.
To date, the program has achieved the following. 21 master trainers have been trained on peace education, developed peace education materials, trained 8,000 officers and teachers on peace education, sensitized senior managers in the education sector on peace education, held a peace education forum in October 2012 in Molo, trained 47 peace education focal persons, launched the National Peace Education Campaign in May 2012 in Wasan Gishu Primary School in Eldoret, trained 387 teachers from all counties on the National Peace Education Campaign.
What would happen is the teachers now went back in their respective schools and they were to put up either, each teacher was to choose an area where they were comfortable in. And most of the teachers we are trained are teachers who did either drama or music and were involved in some form of creative art. So what they did was to go back to the schools and work with the children to initiate a process whereby children themselves would come up with these messages that they wanted to pass on to the Kenyan community, and especially the national leadership and the politicians and the Kenyan voters, and to say, these coming elections, please, we want you to do ABCD, don't ban our schools, don't do violence, don't disrupt the learning and things like that.
Our children were involved in preparing for the poems, the songs, the dances, mashairis, all that they did. and they were very happy about it.
The tactics we used included things like talking to them, constructing songs, poems, so that we can be able to preach this message to them. You know, children like singing, children like talking when they're talking to teachers. So sometimes we would talk to them, especially when we see that they are developing some tension between them. We would talk to them and encourage them and make them realize that they are brothers and sisters, and the only way we can succeed in our school is when we have peace.
The message had reached home, and we also try to mix them. You see, as they sit on a desk, you could find one tribe sitting together, but then we came up with a method whereby you put this tribe, this tribe, this tribe, and they were to sit together, and they were to consult, they were to share whatever they had.
Tusimame, tutangaze injili yetu ya amani na kuimarisha Kenya yetu sisi sote. Tuungane kwa pamoja, tuijenge nchi yetu Kenya sote.
As Kenyan children, we pledged to live harmoniously and to make our schools peace zones come the 2013 elections.
And I want to challenge you and appeal to you that this girl has the future, the potential to become what she wants to become.
In Kitui County, the peace torch was flagged off by the county commissioner to promote peaceful coexistence.
Amani tukikosa, chakula hakuna. Amani tukikosa, amani amani, kwa sababu ya amani. Nitakuwa daktari, sitalala usingizi.
All of you recall the events that took place in this country after the 2007 elections. We don't want a repeat of this. We want these children to tell the parents and tell the country and the leaders that we want peace.
The peace torch also travelled to Nakuru and Eldoret, where it was received by the respective county commissioners.
Mama na watoto ndio wanaoumia. Tunapoenenda katika uchaguzi, weka amani. Amani ile imeimbwa leo, nimeona hawa waimbaji wa Nairobi wameimba, amani imeletwa hapa na Wadi Education, iendelee Kenya mzima. Bana mambo ya borojo, propaganda hivi hivyo. Viongozi, hakikisha ya kwamba mnahubiri amani katika taifa letu.
Tukiwa fraternity ya education tutakumbuka, kwa sababu ni siku ya leo tumepokea mwangaza wa amani. Tumepata mwangaza wa amani ambayo tumeipokea kutoka Nairobi, mwangaza ambao ulianzishwa na mtukufu rais mwenyewe, na sasa leo imefika Trans Nzoia. Na leo tulisema ya kwamba tuje hapa katika Trans Nzoia Primary ili tuanzishe Peace Corner ambayo mmetupatia na tumeanzisha siku ya leo.
Of this Peace Corner, and Trans Nzoia Primary as a school is now designated as a peace school, and it is a peace zone. So we are going to come from time to time to water the trees and to make the trees look like the trees that are supposed to give us peace. So we request Trans Nzoia Primary, the head teacher is here, the MEO is here, so that this area is properly taken care of.
Here, in Uasin Gishu County, the torch was received with celebration by the county education representative.
Wapiganao wawili nyasi ndizo umia, hatutaki vita kamwe, amani ndiyo twataka.
To our mothers, to our sisters, to our brothers, to our parents, we want to say, as the leaders of this generation, two assurances. We are saying it is only a fool who doesn't learn from their mistakes. I think we have come a long way as the people of Kenya. We want to give to our children, to our brothers and sisters and parents, the assurance that never again will Kenyans shed innocent blood or destroy property on account of political competition.
The main activities of the campaign comprised Peace Torch relay activities at county level across the 47 counties, culminating in peace education campaign forums. Peace awareness caravan in selected districts in collaboration with the National Youth Talent Academy. Establishment of peace zones in schools. Planting trees of peace in designated peace zones.
The idea of the peace zones came up to kind of be able to segregate schools as a way of a place of safety. And this also comes from the idea that most people, when they approach a school compound, they do not visualize that this is an environment where there are children, and children are vulnerable. So we wanted to make the communities around schools to be conscious that when you are in a school compound is a place where there are young minds, there are children who are vulnerable there, and actions of violence should not be encouraged at all, should not be entertained.
You know, children are children, and sometimes they fight even amongst themselves. So when they fight, when we see them fight, we normally we make them reconcile, yeah, at that place. We make them go and sit there, and sometimes we just let them sit there alone and decide how they would like to live. And sometimes we've seen them succeeding in coming back to us and telling us that we have decided to be friends, and we are happy about that. So that peace zone has really helped us.
It's reminding us, teachers, learners, and anybody who comes to our community, that this is a peace zone environment where we tolerate each other irrespective of our differences. We are here to care for one another. We are here to help each other to grow both spiritually, physically, and mentally.
It's a very big sign ya kuonyesha ya kwamba tumendeclare hii kona ya St. Columbus a peace corner. Na ikiwa peace corner inamaanisha ya kwamba Trans Nzoia as a whole na Kenya kwa jumla ni amani kila kona. Na hiyo tumendeclare tukiwa sisi wote watu wa Trans Nzoia.
This is a peace zone. We are all very indeed gratified to be associated. We have planted some trees here. I hope you will label them so that anytime we are in Eldoret, we pass here and see how these trees do symbolize. And I hope and pray that other institutions will also copy what we have done here and designate an area within their schools that we've done here and their regions to symbolize peace. So it's my pleasure and honor to officially again declare this as a peace zone.
Fursa kubwa tunayo ya kugongana njiani, hatimaye samaha nayo turejeshapo nyumbani. Wazee wetu wamenayo tuyatie masikioni, tuidumishe amani, Kenya kuwa imara. Shukrani.
Nataka mueneze hii injili kwamba kutumia watoto wetu kuleta chuki kwa shule, kuchoma shule, hatutakubali kamwe kama serikali.
Peace, my brother. Peace, my sister. Peace, my soul. Together we live in peace. Obey du lundi, on démarre plein d'énergie. Obey du mardi, on continue comme lundi. Obey du mercredi, on peut dormir jusqu'à midi. Obey du jeudi, on recommence, c'est la vie. Obey du vendredi, on a beaucoup d'amis. au pays du samedi. La semaine est presque finie.
Utapenda bwana. Anaongozwa hapo na jamaa. Amehitimu kabisa. Hao ni askari wetu polisi wametangulia. AP ndio hao tena, administrative polisi. Wamaje poa kabisa na bunduki na risasi ndani, hapana mchezo. Ukicheza utalipuliwa sasa hivi hapo. Magereza bwana. Wanaangalia mfungo madari kabisa. Magereza ndio hao. Wanaingia poa kabisa magereza.
The peace caravan was a procession of students carrying the peace torch to spread the message of peace in the counties.
Vulnerability ya watoto wetu, kina mama, vita vikitokea, wao ndio sana wanabeba mzigo wa vita, because they are the most vulnerable. These children, these mothers suffer the most brunt of chaos, and that is why we have to take care of those children right from school, secondary school to the universities. And you find that it is at the youth level ndio tunakuwa na shida nyingi, because these are now the handlers. The handlers, and these are the handlers of either peace or violence. Wherever there is peace, the youth must take the lead. Wherever there is violence, the youth must take the lead. So I'm calling upon viongozi, those who are looking for positions, elective positions in this country, ladies and gentlemen, let's not misuse our youth.
The campaign has achieved a number of things, including training on peace education and 3,000 secondary school principals sensitized on peace education.
Our teachers, they have become very united, very, very united. Initially, you'd see a bit of fear from one teacher to another. We were not sure how they were relating. So as an administration, we would come in and stamp our foot down and say, no, this cannot happen. This is our school. We are one family. We belong to one community, and we must forge forward as a school. So after the peace talk, we have seen even the unit among our teachers becoming even stronger. And they have gone out to talk about peace to their classes. And these students have gone back home and spread the peace to the community.
There comes a time when peace must prevail. Lazima tuungane tudumisha amani Kenya. Tuzingatie uzalendo, tushikane daima, tuungane pamoja, tujenge taifa. Wasiwe hata mmoja atakuja kati yetu, wazalendo milele.
A theme song titled Amani was also composed by the National Youth Talent Academy for use during the campaign.
African woman.
UNICEF reaffirms its commitment to supporting the government and the Ministry of Education, especially the Peace Education Program. And I commend the ministry for its efforts to mainstream peace in education in Kenya. The Peace Torch is a symbol of hope and a wake-up call to even further do more and better to ensure the well-being of all children in Kenya.
After going around the country, the Peace Torch returned to Nairobi, where it was received by the President at the State House.
I would wish also to acknowledge the efforts of the officers in the Peace Education Program for having worked tirelessly to ensure that the Peace Torch reached all Kenya's counties. Your Excellency, may I also recognize the partners who have worked with us in our quest for peace through the education sector, and my plea to them that they should continue supporting us and working with us.
Always explore and adopt peaceful means of resolving conflict. Finally, I take note that this important forum is coming just 1 week to the general election. I appeal to each one of you to reach out to your fellow Kenyans and spread the word peace.
The Peace Torch remains a rallying symbol of respect, unity, and peaceful coexistence. The peace campaign ran for 1 year from 2012 through 2013, covering the election period.